Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. D.A., take it away.
Well, the Brooklyn Nets returned to relevance last season after their ill-fated 2013 trade with Boston cost them years of first-round draft picks. D'Angelo Russell was their first All-Star in half a decade, and in 2019 they made the playoffs. Got to give credit to this front office for building a roster without a lot of top picks. Kevin?
Really making the most of not having much to work with. Thank you, D.A. And here's the upcoming schedule for New Orleans. On Friday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors. And then on Saturday, they'll tip off a road trip in Charlotte where they'll take on the Hornets. Now, the opening lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. At the forward slots, Ingram and Melly. And it's Favors in at the 5 down low. And for Brooklyn, Karis LeVert is out there with Taurean Prince. Then there's Irving. Then there's Harris. And it's Allen in at the 5 roaming the paint.
And offensively, how do the Pelicans go from good to elite?
Well, raise your hand if you want more shooting. And I can see David Griffin raising his hand. That's what it's about for these guys. Tough to win in this league if you don't have the floor spacing. They're going to play at a great pace, but, man, could they use a few shooters.
Now here is Holiday over Harris. 6 to shoot. Here's Ball. No good on the 3. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the Brooklyn Nets. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
In the NBA, you've got to keep pace. It's a fast track out there, and I thought their lack of hustle defensively was the story of the game.
You can't allow any opponent to shoot that kind of percentage. If you do, it's just going to be so tough to keep up.
Now Ball. After Jared Allen missed from long range. That's tipped. Here's Harris. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
Yeah, put some students in the classroom because that's exactly how you move the ball. Kyrie terrific at spotting the open man, and then you got to get it to him.
Now here's Ball. 9 points last game. Floats one.
Man, he's had 3 good looks at the basket and nothing to show for it.
LeVert the pass to Harris. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Tipped away. And here we go. Holiday heading to the hoop. Plays it in off the breakaway.
Quick, active hands. Holiday knows a thing or two about collecting some steals.
And here is Harris. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Detroit. And there's the pass to Prince. Takes the 3, knocks down the 3 ball.
It's a weapon of Tayshaun Prince's offensive game. Continues to look for consistency from there.
Pass to Favors. Over Allen. Rebounded by the Nets.
Still searching out their offensive game right now. 1 of 5 from the field to start this one.
A nice shot by Irving.
Yeah, that's one of the more dangerous shots. The form, the quick release, everything for Kyrie in sync.
Now here is Holiday. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
The other part of his game was the outstanding D. Shot blocking is a huge momentum shifter, and his 2 blocks really turned the game in their team's favor.
Here's Irving. Derek Favors making his last shot. Irving, good. Irving's got 5. Early part of the season, Brent, did you take a while to get back in the swing of things, or were you ready to go on the gates?
In order to stay in the NBA, Kevin, no, I could not do that.
Right, yeah.
I could not do that.
You played 14
I know,
years.
I loved coming into training camp, being in tip-top shape. It really was something I took a lot of pride in, is that I wanted to be going so that our practices for our coaching staff was something we could get through. Now, I understood the role of other guys on the team where it might take a little while for them to get going, but for my mindset and my confidence in the year, I wanted to make sure that the off-season and the work that I was putting in, because that's where players improve the most, I was going to come into camp ready to go.
Here is Harris. After Drew Holiday's score, whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Ball kicks to Ingram.
Hey, yo, right here. I got ball. Hold it.
And misses it off the right side of the rim. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. Pelicans shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
That one misses for Favors. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. LeVert with a wide open look. A three-pointer, no good. For New Orleans, they've gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Here's Ingram. It's good. This game is all even.
The determination of Ingram is simply awesome. I mean, maintaining control on the drive despite the obvious contact.
Now here is Harris. Right side, Irving. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Well, a lot of rough times for Irving in his final year with the Celtics. Opted out, and obviously Greg wanted a change.
And quickly zeroed in on Brooklyn as a destination. His time in Boston had clearly come to an end by the finale of last season. Now joins up with a new stacked team in Brooklyn.
That free throw good from Kyrie Irving.
A career-best season for Kyrie Irving in 2018-19. Scoring just as great as ever, but it was the other areas, playmaking, rebounding, defense, where he made tremendous strides.
So he gets them both. And the Celtics expected Kyrie to become a better passer and defender in Boston.
They felt he had the capability. You could argue that those improvements have elevated him from a great scorer to a great player in our league.
Second chance shot. Favors can't get it to go.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
Now Ball, following the three-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. Ball, the bounce pass. Favors against Irving, and that's going to be a travel.
And checking out some numbers here for Harris. Last season's performance for him. Last season, he averaged 13 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's done his share of the work for the team, definitely making an impact.
Well, the numbers, if you look at them, impressive all the way around, and he's not letting the team down.
Irving against Ball. LeVert from outside. And again, it's the Nets missing. The Pelicans trail. On the wing, Holiday. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And the more you hear about Drew Holiday, a magnetic personality. He really connects with his teammates.
It'll be very interesting to watch the growth of Drew Holiday in that aspect this year, Kevin, with all of the additions of young, unrealized talent. Zion Williamson, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram. Drew Holiday has got to be much more of a conductor this year, along with keeping his levels of performance elite.
And he can't get the first one. In player development, Brent, what are some of the primary things that can be taught?
I think in today's game, what a lot of PD coaches are looking at, Kevin, is just decision-making, playing out of the pick and roll and coming off into a spot where you're making the correct reads. It's much like, and you cover a lot of football, where you can talk to quarterbacks about their checkdowns.
Yes.
I think you can teach guys how it is that when they come off a screen, what's going to be available to them, and paint pictures for them so that when they're on the floor, they become second nature in terms of their decision-making. That can be huge. And then the second thing is always player development, working on confidence in shooting the basketball. You just want guys to feel like whatever shot they're taking, they've got a great chance of making it.
Now Irving following Drew Holiday's three-point attempt. Stolen by Ball. And in transition, it's Ingram. Here we go. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on Taurean Prince.
And Ingram, the former Blue Devil, an extraordinary player who only promises to get better.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Williams is checked in. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. And one of the major pieces of the Anthony Davis trade, Brandon Ingram. Brent figures to be a big piece for this Pelicans team.
So much talk about Brandon Ingram and potential unrealized, and maybe some stability around this new organization with head coach Alvin Gentry is going to bring out the best in Brandon Ingram.
Here's Ball following the bucket by the Nets. Outside, Redick. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. For New Orleans, their last game, a loss to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, lots of sloppy play in that one. Several key miscues. They just couldn't overcome the mistakes.
Well, their defense wasn't exactly solid in that game. So if they could make up for mistakes by causing some turnovers, it might have helped. They didn't even get those.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Nets lead by 1. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And this team has shown their toughness and determination.
What's going to separate us is how close we are.
They certainly do.
This team has assembled some hard-nosed, unselfish players. No better group for Irving to surround himself with.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Yeah, you can't be careless with your shot selection out there because some of them are getting thrown back.
Inside, we got Prince and Jordan. Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Irving, and it's LeVert in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And the call will be against Karis LeVert. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Hart. And it's Ball in the corner. Just 5 to shoot.
Nice to see Kyrie focus on locking down his man defensively. You can use that speed to your advantage on that end, too.
And it's LeVert missing.
Looks like the game plan is they're willing to give him that kind of shot. It worked out for them this time, but if they give it to him again, I bet 3 points are coming, Kevin.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. And Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Now, here's Redick following the miss by Lonzo Ball. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. It's the Nets now. The Nets have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. LeVert from outside. Okafor grabs the miss. They have not led for a while, a chance to do so here.
Well, they'd like to retake the lead on this possession.
Here's Hart. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Shot clock at 6. Redick passes the ball. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And so it's Dinwiddie who brings up the ball for Brooklyn. Still looking for their first basket since the first quarter. And now Redick pushing it up. No one back to stop him. They now take the lead. Redick's got the lead up to 1 now for the Pelicans. Brooklyn's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Prince against Williams. Prince misses.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Count the basket. And it's a 3-point New Orleans lead.
And Ball is terrific inside. Even when the D is on him, he just seems to have a lot of confidence in his ability to make shots.
Here's Temple. Here's LeVert. The feed to Jordan. Here's Temple. He's covered by Ball. Hits the 3-point bomb. Temple's got the game tied up here for the Nets.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Jordan against Williams. Back to Okafor. Ball with it. Passes it to Okafor. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got 3 assists tonight.
And you have to have an appreciation for Ball's passing skills. I mean, he just sees the floor beautifully, easily working the ball over to open teammates.
Now here's Prince. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Pistons in Detroit.
Lest us not forget about the work on the glass, Kevin. His effort level was a 10 that night out of 10.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And a 4-year player at Baylor, Taurean Prince, something of a surprise lottery pick back in 2016. But Greg, he's become a very valuable player.
You know, he's one of those two-way power wings that it seems every team wants. A dependable three-point marksman who holds his own defensively.
Holiday perks up a little bit when he gets to the inside, knowing that there's the possibility of some contact.
Good on the second free throw.
Well, Drew Holiday and his brother Justin had some hard-fought games in the driveway. I know a little bit about that. We never ever finished those games, Kevin. Too much fighting going on. And by the end of it, both Drew and Justin Holiday find themselves in the NBA.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Poked away. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Temple. Jordan kicks to Prince. Five to shoot. Jordan the pass to Nwaba. Here's Dinwiddie. But they get it back. Pass to Jordan. Just 5 on the clock. They shoot again. The shot missing. And it's the Pelicans taking it the other way. And Brent, that fierce, competitive nature for Drew Holiday, still there to this day.
Yeah, so much talk from his coach, Alvin Gentry, about Drew working himself constantly to exhaustion, just continuing to push the limits. And he'll sit at his locker, he'll take a long shower. He doesn't want to move till his body recovers He knows how important this game is to him and how important now he is to the Pelican franchise moving forward.
Now here's Redick, the fast break opportunity. The pass to Hart. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And 4 years at Villanova for Josh Hart. Won the title back in 2016.
He just makes winning plays, hits perimeter shots, and the 30th pick in 2017, he has been solid.
So for the Nets, Jared Allen's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Joe Harris comes in for Garrett Temple. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Derek Favors checked in for New Orleans. Ingram comes in for Williams.
How about Taurean Prince getting up there and slamming it down?
The Pelicans have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Now here is Holiday. 8 points for him. Redick finds Holiday. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Ingram passes to Favors. Here's Hart. Clock at 6. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Tries yet again. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Here's Nwaba. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Allen kicks to Irving. Back to Allen. Nwaba passes to Harris. Shoots over Redick. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. And the Nets lead by 2. Now Holiday. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. It's the Nets. They lead by 2. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
So I come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo. So just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sport. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. The biggest lead they were able to get out to during the first period was 6 points. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, I think they're feeling the energy of this hometown crowd. Sometimes you get a little complacent and comfortable in your surroundings, but no, they fed off adrenaline in the first half.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
Well, they shot under 40% in the half. That tells the story right there. The defense deserves some credit for disrupting them a little bit, but they need to counteract with more creativity on offense. Fewer isolations, more movement, better shot selection.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You have to like what we're seeing from Taurean Prince.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
And it's Irving with the ball for Brooklyn. The lead is 2. This game is finished. They'll be off to Portland taking on the Trailblazers. That sets off a 5-game tour for them. So the Pelican 5 right now. Holiday and Ingram out on the perimeter. Then there's Favors. Then there's Lonzo Ball. And it's Melly in at the 4. Here's Prince. From 16 feet away, he cans it. Prince has got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Nets. Ball against Harris. Ball, the bounce pass. Prince against Ingram. Over Prince. That one's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut back down to 2 points on the basket from Ingram. If you were choosing a center for the team that you ran, you've got these options: Joel Embiid, Big Cat, or Jokic in Denver. Who do you go with?
There's so much variety in their games, Kevin. And I appreciate what Jokic does so much for that Denver Nuggets offense, initiating as a center from the top. But I'm going to have to go with Embiid and the way that he can dominate the game. There's still so much potential and growth for what it is that he can do. Down on the block, doing damage, taking away a lot of three-point shots. Not to disparage what it is that Karl Anthony Towns can do, but his size and dominance, I think there's an intimidation factor that Joel Embiid brings to the game that I would lean on over the other two.
Now, here's Ball. Throws it up high. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Pass to Irving. And the rejection by Favors. Ball against Harris. And here is Ball. Holiday looking for an opening. Here's Ingram. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Ingram's got it all tied up now for the Pelicans.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Irving passes to LeVert. And the rejection by Favors. Irving against Ball. Holiday lays it up and banks it in. Holiday's got 10.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Passes to Harris. To the paint. Prince dishes to Allen. And the rejection by Favors. Here's Ball. The shot comes out, so Brooklyn will take it the other way. LeVert against Holiday. LeVert gets to Irving. Back to LeVert for 3. Goes back up. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. They get Derek Favors.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
The Nets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And a one-year player at Texas, Jared Allen came into the league as a bit of a project. He's got ample playing time to develop in Brooklyn.
Jordan, he's checked in for the Nets. And Greg, safe to say, Allen's defense is ahead of his offense.
Yeah, but his mobility and leaping ability serve him well as a finisher, providing that vertical spacing teams like to have inside.
And the shot is good. The Pelican lead has been cut down to just 1 on the basket from Kyrie Irving. Ball, the pass to Williams. And Jordan sends it back.
If there's one end of the floor that DJ takes seriously, it's the defensive end, and he loves to get up and reject those shots.
Back to Harris. Shoots from 12. And it's Ingram with the rebound. Ingram's got 4 rebounds in this game. And it's Ball in the corner. LeVert grabs the miss. The Nets shooting pretty terrible here in the 3rd quarter at around 30%. On the wing, Irving. Wide open look. That one drops for him. Irving's got 11 points.
Nice mid-range J. Automatic, it looks like, for Kyrie Irving right now.
Here's Ball. The shot's good. Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
And that's already resulted in 7 lead changes.
Irving passes to Harris. Irving against Ball. The shot's good from Irving. Irving's got 6 here in this quarter.
What a performance on the offensive end. He's making the defenders pay right now for all of the mistakes they're making.
Ball against Irving. Basket counts. 8 points for Lonzo Ball.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Lobs it up for Jordan. And the dunk by Jordan.
Well, that's where they look to him most. DeAndre Jordan with arms that go on for days. Just toss that ball anywhere, and he knows what to do with it.
1:05 left here in the third quarter. Pass to Okafor. That shot is off. Good D by Jordan. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the Nets. It's a one-point game, and they pick up 2. He's got 15.
He's been incredible in this half. Anytime he pulls up from outside, you think that's bottoms.
Ingram outside. No good that time. The Nets go the other way with it.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Irving kicks to LeVert. Harris outside. 5 on the clock. Irving dishes to Allen. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 4 assists in the game.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Ingram with it. From deep. Misses. What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for the Brooklyn Nets. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we'll be back with you shortly. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. We've got Allen. Irving is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. Then there's Harris. And it's Jordan in at the pivot spot manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Now here is Harris. Brandon Ingram missing his last shot. Harris passes to Allen. And he makes that one. Allen's got the lead up to 7 now for the Nets.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint. And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Here's Irving. After J.J. Redick's bucket, Irving dishes to Harris. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall. And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Taurean Prince comes in for Jordan. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Here's Hart. To the inside. Here's Melly. It's blocked.
Such a good defender, Taurean Prince. Physical, good lateral movement, and has the tools there to snuff out a shot.
A three-pointer is right on target. And the Nets lead by 11. Maybe not the most famous beard in the league, but Joe Harris's beard last year, Greg, drawing some notice in the NBA.
The lumberjack look belying his feathery touch. Good size and strength, enabling him to play the small floor position when needed. Consistency all game long. He's going to continue, I think, to have to take it over to get them back in the game.
Brooklyn leading by 8. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. The pass to Harris. Back to Dinwiddie. Lets it fly. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Favors has got his 6th rebound on the night. Jackson against Dinwiddie. Floats one up, and it's sent back by Allen. That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Favors. Dinwiddie passes to Temple. And here is Harris. Allen outside. Prince misses.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
Now here's Jackson to the middle. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It goes on Spencer Dinwiddie.
And the EuroLeague's top scorer last season, Nicolo Melli, had turned down some NBA offers in the past, decides to make the leap to join the Pelicans, and gives them a highly skilled player in that front court.
No good on that one.
The team just cannot get into a groove from the free throw line. It's a common problem for them.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Here's Temple. He dishes it to Harris. Pass to Dinwiddie. Tries from 16. Count it. Good. And the Nets lead by 8.
And the execution has just been off defensively here in the second. Play after play, it's almost as if they're a step slow.
Here's Hart. Outside, Redick. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line. Redick's got 7 now in this quarter.
And JJ showing off a little bit of the in-between game. Redick exploiting the gaps in the defense on that possession.
Jackson against Dinwiddie. Outside Prince. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Dinwiddie's shot is off.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for them.
Now here's Redick. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And why would you not go to the best shooter on the floor, J.J. Redick, living for that moment?
Timeout called, the Nets.
And coaches looking to seize every advantage, maximize every possession.
Got to feel good as a coach if you make all those adjustments, pull the right strings. That's what they love to do.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.
And he's been dialed in from the field, Kevin. Good on over 60% of his attempts. They've been working the ball around well, and he's benefited with a lot of open looks. And boy, has he made the most of them.
Karis LeVert's checked in for the Nets. Irving comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I was able to catch Kenny Atkinson's message to his team. He said, guys, we don't want to play hero ball. We don't want to take threes that aren't there. There are better options when you run the offense all the way through. Kevin will see if they can make that adjustment.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Now Ingram. 1:57 left in the game. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Love how Ingram toys with the opposition, drawing contact very easily on these kinds of attempts.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. Up making the second, and that brings them within 5.
The team's struggling to come back. He really wanted all of those free throws.
Irving kicks to LeVert. Shoots over Ingram. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
The possession is just way more efficient, I think, here tonight, taking smarter, better shots, moving the ball around. That's helped them to get back in the ballgame.
Here's Ingram, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Ingram passes to Reddick. Off target with his 3. Nets leading by 5. Passes it to Prince. All the dish to Irving. 59 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Shot clock at 5. Used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall. Ingram against Irving. Ingram passes to Favors. Over Prince. That one rolling around and runs out. So they foul intentionally. And they are in the driver's seat.
Yes, they are. If they come away with points on this trip, Katie bar the door.
Now here's Irving. Six on the shot clock. And it's off the back rim. No good. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. They're down by 5. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth. What's your take?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
It's funny, at this point in the game, the coach is asking the team to be perfect. They haven't been to this point.
For 3, Ingram. Kyrie Irving grabs the miss. And now they decide to foul intentionally. He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good. So it's the Nets picking up the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. DeAndre, you were active at both ends today. How did you get yourself going?
I think it was just us trying to come out and win a game at home. We know how important these are. Every game that we play is important, so we just got to keep it going.
And you protected the home court well, DeAndre. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.